guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. It's MTK the Tutor. Today we're going to be going through some arithmetic sequence challenging questions that they might give you. They're not too bad though, but I feel that with the correct application you will also start to notice that these things are not that bad. Now the questions that which we're going to be handling are going to be these ones. You are going to be given that 2x plus 4, negative 2x minus 3, 3x minus 1. You are going to be expected to firstly find the value of x, then the nth term, then you are going to be expected to find the 19th term. So you are going to be expected to find the occupier of position number 19. So now, with that being it, without any waste of time, let's get into it. So now firstly we need to have what they have given us. So I'm going to write it down here. We're going to write 2x plus 4, negative 2x minus 3, 3x minus 1. So with this being what we have been given, my advice to you, the first thing that which you are going to do is you are going to pack them in such a way that you understand what you have been given. So you can make use of brackets. You can put a bracket here, and a bracket here. What does this help you with? It helps you to can identify that when they have given you this, you will know and remember that this is term number 1, this is term number 2, this is term number 3. Now that we are done with that, we know that this is what? This is an arithmetic sequence. That means it has what? Yes, a common difference. So since it has a common difference, to find the common difference, you can find your common difference using this. You could either say D is equals to what? Term number 2 subtract term number 1. Or you could also say term number D is going to be term number 3 subtract term number 2. So now you're starting to notice that both of the two equations that which I have created, they are carried by D. So since D is the same throughout, we are going to say what? Equate the two equations. Since they are equal to each other because both of them are equal to the same number. Then we're going to be having term number 2 subtract term number 1 is equals to term number 3 subtract term number 2. So now that this is what we have, we are going to do what? Substitute in terms of writing T1, T2 and T3. We are going to write 2x plus 4 minus 2x minus 3, 3x minus 1. So I'm going to put them there. Every time you substitute, make use of brackets so that you don't make mistakes. So now we are going to say term number 2 is here. It's negative 2x minus 3 minus term number 1, 2x plus 4. The whole thing is going to be equated to what? Term number 3, which is 3x minus 1 minus negative 2. This one, negative 2, negative 3. This is what we end up with. So now that this is what we have, we are going to proceed forward. Now we're going to be having this. We break the bracket with whatever is in front of the bracket. If you pay careful attention to what we have, here I have a positive. So when you break the bracket with the positive, the bracket remains the same. But now this is going to be a different story when it is broken by a negative. Now I'm going to write this bracket down the way it is because it will not change. We have negative 2x minus 3 Now this one will change. A negative multiplied by a positive will give me what? Yes, a negative. So I'll have a negative 2x. This by that, I'm gonna get a negative 4. That is what I have. On the other side, I'll be having 3x minus 1. Negative times a negative, a positive. Negative times a positive, I'm going to get a positive. Okay, now that this is what I have, I'm going to go further and say, let me collect the like terms on the right hand side and the left hand side separately first, then I will combine them after. So on this side, like terms are going to be negative 2x and negative 2x. So with them being together like that, I'm going to say negative 4x. Now that I have negative 4x with what? This and that together, they will give me what? Yes, they will give me a negative 7, because I have 4 there. This 4 is going to be what? 5, 6, 7. So I have negative 7 equated to this 2. They will give me what? Yes, they will give me a 5. So I'm going to be having 5x, then this one and that one. Now I'm going to be getting how much? Yes, 2 of them. This is a negative, this is that. So I'm going to get, yes, a positive. So it will be a positive what? Positive 2. So now that this is what I have, I do not want my unknown to be negative. So I need to move this one that side so that it doesn't give me a negative. It will become positive when it goes to the other side. Now this side, this one will go that side. There will be it will be a negative. So I'm going to get negative 7 minus 2 is equals to what? 5x. This one reach the other side, it becomes a positive 4x. So what do I end up with? I'm going to end up with these 2 together. They will combine and give me a 9. So I'm going to get 9x. This side I'm going to get what? 7. I have 8, 9. I'm also going to get a negative 9. I divide this side by a 9. I divide this side by a 9. What do I get? I get x is equals to negative 1. Now that I have x is equals to negative 1, I have answered the first question they expected me to answer there. I have answered this question. So now that I have found the value of x, when I want to find the nth term, I firstly need to know what sequence am I being given. When it's like this, I don't know the sequence. So you are going to be expected to take the x, the value of x you had just calculated, to put it inside this so that you can get the actual sequence. So to find the sequence, you are going to say where there's x, you're going to put negative 1. So I'm going to say 2, open bracket, negative 1 plus 4. This should be what? My term number 1. And then negative 2, negative 1 minus 3. This is term number 2. Then 3, open bracket, negative 1 minus 1. So now this 2 multiplied by negative 1 will give me what? Will give me a negative 2. And negative 2 plus 4. And then this side, what do I get? Negative, negative, positive. So I'm gonna get a positive 2 minus 3. This side, negative, negative 3 minus 1. This side, you saw what happened, negative and a negative, that's what gave me a positive there. So I'll end up with what? This side I'm going to end up with is a positive 2, and then this side I'm going to end up with is a negative 1, and then this side is going to be negative and a negative, they are going to combine and give me a negative 4. So this is what I have. So this is going to be what? Term number 1 term number 2, term number 3. Now that I have them out like that, I can answer the question they are going to be asking me. Now, they said I should look for the nth term. Since this is a formula with a common difference, first things first, I need to find my difference. So to find the difference, I could either use one of two equations. I can use this one or I can use this one. So I'm going to choose to use the first one, which is the one that says d is equals to what? Term number 2, term number 1. Now, what is term number 2? It is a negative 1 minus of a formula, then open bracket. Term number 1 is what? Is 2. This is what I had. So now I'll end up with negative 1, negative 2. Together they will give me what? Yes, I'm gonna get a negative 3. Now that negative 3, it is going to be my common difference. So since I have my common difference, I'm going to say what? I want to find the nth term. So I'm going to say Tn is equals to a plus d, open bracket, n minus 1. This is what I was supposed to be having. But now, I need to what? Yes, I need to substitute what I know I have. Do I have a? Yes, I have a, because why? I just calculated it where? Here. When T1, you know that T1 is equal to a. So since T1 is equals to a, then I can put a where there is this T1 of 2. So I'm going to say Tn is equals to 2. Now my common difference is negative, so I'm going to say negative 3, open bracket, n minus 1. Now this is what I have. So with this being what I have, I'm going to break the bracket with whatever is in front of the bracket. I'm going to be having 2 multiplied, negative 3 multiplied by n. I'm going to get negative 3. Negative 3 multiplied by negative 1 will give me a positive 3. Then what do I get? This will give me a negative 3n, and then these ones are going to be giving me what? Yes, I'm going to get a 5. So this is my Tn. Okay, now that I have calculated my Tn, I have answered the nth term question. Now what do I need to find? What number is going to be occupying position number 19? That's what I'm going to be looking for. So basically the question is saying what will be on this position, T19. So at T19, I'm going to be having what? T19, I'm going to say negative 3, open bracket, 19 plus 5. Then I need to find what the answer will be. Now, after learning all the principles, I don't want to make a mistake of trying to rely on my head and my multiples are foggy and then I make mistakes. I visit my calculator not to make any mistakes. Now, negative 3, open bracket, 19, there, plus 5. Then what do I end up with? Negative 52. So what does this mean? It means that at position number 19, the number that is occupying that position is going to be, yes, negative 52. Now, let's go through. We are done with the third one. Now let's see what they are asking us here. Now, on the next question, they are saying, excuse the handwriting, they say the fifth The fifth term of an arithmetic sequence is 23. Is 23, and the 12th term is 72. Now, here, this is where you need to make means that when you are reading while data collecting. Let me just show you what I mean by that. You see what I've read, when I was reading it the first time around, there might be some information that I might have skipped mentally. I read it, but I didn't quite register it in my head. To avoid such things from happening to you, this is what you're gonna do. You're gonna collect your data while reading. This is how you're gonna do it. I'm going to say data. Now, you're going to say, they say the fifth term. First things first, fifth term. What do I understand by this? I understand that they mean that T5 is what? The fifth term of an arithmetic sequence is 23. And then what else? And the 12th term, T12, is equals to 72. Now, again, the other thing. They said these terms are of an arithmetic sequence. So since they said they are of an arithmetic sequence, I need to do what? Understand that an arithmetic sequence, it is done with this formula. General formula of Tn is equated to what? A plus D, open bracket, n minus 1. Now that this is the case that I have, now I'm going to use this as if I did not know those ones. Then I will use them again. How or what do I mean by that? Let's say we are looking for term number 5 and we put it there. What do we get? Term number 5 was going to be A, which I don't know, added with D. Then what? 5 minus 1. What do I end up with? I was going to end up with A plus what? 4D. That was for term number 5. But then again, I remember that term number 5, where there is term number 5, I'm allowed to can write what? To can write 23 where there is term number 5. So instead of me saying term number 5 is equals to A plus 4D, I'm going to say what? Yes, I'm going to say 23 is equated to what? A plus 4D. Then this is going to mark as my equation number 1. Okay, now that I have my equation number 1, I'm going to do what? I'm going to say, let's do the same for term number 12. So T12 is going to be what? A plus D, open bracket, 12 minus 1. Then I'm going to end up with what? With A plus what? Yes, 11D. Now that I have this, I still need to remember that with this being what I have, I am still allowed where there is T12, I can just put what? Yes, I can just put 72. So I'm going to say 72. Then 72 is equal to what? A plus 11D. Fine. Then it's good. This is going to act as what? This is going to act as my equation number 2. Now, yes, it makes sense for us to go through and visit what? Visit our simultaneous equations where we are solving for two unknowns at the same time. So now we are going to tackle that. So let me just move this real quick. Remember, they wanted us to find the nth term. Now, here I have two of them. So between the two of them, I can choose one. So I'm going to say from equation 1, I'm going to make equation 3 by making one either A or D the subject of the formula. It is easy to make A the subject of the formula, so I'm going to say A is equals to, then I'm gonna move what? 4D to the other side. I will get what? 23 minus what? Yes, 23 minus 4D. this is going to be my third equation. So I'm going to sub my equation number what? I'm going to sub equation number 3 into equation number 2. I cannot substitute equation number 3 into equation number 1 because what? Number 1 is the one that made equation 3, so I can't be moving around in circles. So now that I have this, I'm going to go to equation number what? Equation number 2. Where there is what? Where there is A, I'm going to put this. Where there is A. So let me just get it over and done with. 72 equated to what? Where there is A, I'm gonna put those. So I'm going to say 23 minus 4D, close bracket, plus 11D. Fine. Now I have an equation like that one. Now I need to what? Yes, I need to solve further. So now I'm going to break the bracket with whatever is in front of the bracket, which is going to be what? A positive. So a positive that is next to the bracket will not change the bracket. So I'm going to end up with 72 equated to what? 23 minus 4D plus 11D. Then like terms to like terms. So these two, 11 is positive, so the bigger number is positive, so D is fine being this side. So I need to interchange this one, move it to the other side. So if that is what I'll be doing, I'm going to end up with what? 72 subtract 23 is equals to 4D plus 11D. Now that I have that, I'm going to say what? 11 subtract 4. I subtract, when you have two numbers that are not of the same signs, you subtract and take the sign of a bigger number. So 11 minus 4 will give me 7, but the bigger number was what? Was 11. So it makes sense the 7 to be what? The 7 to be positive. So I'm going to be having 7D. Now this side, it is going to be what? It is going to be 72 subtract 23, which will give me 49. So I'm going to be having 49, and then, so therefore I'll divide by what? 7, because I'm looking for D. Therefore, D is equals to what? This 7 here will cancel the 7, then that one. So this thing divided by that, it's going to give me 7. So the common difference that I have will be 7. So now that the common difference that I have is 7, I need to find A. So I'm going to use what? Yes, the simplest equation you can use is that equation 3 you had just created. Because why? A is the subject of the formula at that point. So it makes sense for you to say what? To say where there is where there is D, you put what? You put 7. So I'm going to be having A is equals to 23 minus 4, open bracket, 7. So what do I end up with? 23 minus 4, 7. I get an A of -5. So this is my A. So therefore the general equation would look like what? Will be Tn is equals to what? A plus D, open bracket, n minus 1. What is my A? -5. What is my D? My D is 7, open bracket, n minus 1. Therefore, what do I end up with? I'm going to be having -5 plus what? 7, n minus 7. So therefore, what do I get? 7n is equals to 12. It's 5 and this. It's going to be 12. 5 plus 7, 12. So therefore, I'm going to be having 7n minus 12 is what? Is the nth term. Tn is equals to 7n minus 12. So this is going to be my general equation. So now that I have that the question that they had asked me, they said find the nth term. I have found my nth term. So I'm done with this one. So I need to find what they say is 268 part of the sequence. Now such questions, when they give them to you, I did explain this the other time when I said that when it is part of the equation, when a number is part of the equation, it should have a position in our sequence. So if it doesn't hold a position in our sequence, it is not part of our sequence. So now, excuse the mess, if you guys will allow, I would prefer that I write it here because I don't have enough space there. So I'm going to say Tn, I take this Tn that I had already found of 7n minus 12. Then the whole thing will be working with what? I'm going to be having Tn, where there is Tn, I'm going to put what? I want to see if it has a position, so I'll put 268, 7n minus 12. So now that I have done that, I take what? Yes, I'm going to take this to the other side. It is negative, it will become a positive. So I'll have what? 268 plus 12 is equals to 7n. I will divide both sides by 7 so that I get my n. Therefore, n is equals to what? 268 plus 12 divided by 7 gives me 40. So if it gives me 40, what does that mean? It means that the occupier of position number 70, it is going to be 268. So therefore, what? Yes, therefore 268 is what? Yes, it is going to be part of the sequence. It's going to be part of the sequence. So these questions are not that difficult to do to handle, but you need to give yourself time to go through them. Handle as many questions as you possibly can, and that way it will make you notice the pattern in which these questions are going to be asked, and then you will know and understand how to handle the questions. So I wish you best of luck in trying to attempt this. This is MTK the tutor signing out. Thank you. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Share the channel with as many people as you possibly can so that we can grow. Thank you.